It's been just about a week since Apple unveiled the Vision Pro headset last week at WWDC. And we already know that $3,500 price tag was going to be a major factor into the success or how many units Apple were going to be able to move. And off the heels of that, I was hoping that we would get the price to be a little bit cheaper, because once that price was unveiled, it was sort of a hum or a hush over the crowd. But we are hearing rumors and getting news that Apple is actually considering a cheaper headset, which is much welcome news in my opinion, because I do believe that $35 headset is still a major factor and potentially a roadblock into the success of the Vision Pro. And in this article, we will break that down. Apple's rumored cheaper Vision Pro headset is still a disconnected from reality. In this article, they do talk about some of the things that Apple can do to reduce the cost, so I'm going to go over that in more detail. But before I get into that, if you are new to this channel, please do me a huge favor. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new content, and hit that like button as well. All right, let's jump into this article. This is the article out of ZDNet. Last week, Apple delivered the keynote address at WWDC and announced its impressive lineup of new iOS devices. The company also announced its highly anticipated mixed reality headset, the Apple Vision Pro. The headset made waves that Apple enthusiasts had awaited for the Vision Pros for years. But the Vision Pro has also made waves with its hefty price tag of $3,500. Yes, according to Bloomberg's Apple analyst Michael Gurman, Apple is preparing a cheaper version of the Vision Pro to help boost the product sales. Yes, so that is, if this is true, and if this rumor turns out to be true, this is welcoming news, because again, a cheaper headset will be much viable and can get that into more units. How much cheaper? We'll have to figure that out. According to Gurman, the Vision Pro name alone in it insinuates there that a more powerful or a more affordable version is underway. Typically, Apple uses modifiers to indicate a product's technological capabilities to consumers. The Pro modifier, you got the MacBook, the iPhone, AirPods, iPad Pro, signals a model of enhanced features like better camera quality, increased battery life, more sophisticated internal hardware. The Air is cheaper stuff, more affordable. I'm not going to read all that. I think most of you already know that. Products with no modifier are just generic or just a generation number, like 14, Apple 8, the iPad 10th generation, the AirPods 3rd gen, just a normal base model. So Gurman suggests the affordable version of the Vision Pro could be called Apple Vision or Apple Vision 1, which would be a new modifier for Apple products. I'm going to go over that. Skip that. However, Gurman is unsure how much cheaper Apple could make the Vision Pro. As he says, the current $34.99 price is about how much it costs to make the headset. Now, I'm not sure where he's getting that at. Two factors. One, I do have another article that points out that the Apple Vision Pro headset apparently costs about $1,509 to make. This is a tweet at TechRead. The total cost comes in at $1,509. This means that Apple is charging more than twice what it spends on its components. Yes, and that leads into the second point I want to make. The most expensive equipment is the Sony display, which costs about $700. After that, the assembly cost, which is $130 per unit. And the third most expensive part is the M2 chip, all right, about $120. So $3,400 or $3,499 for the cost doesn't make sense, because one, Apple is not going to be selling their product and not making any money off it. We know, if you know the history of Apple, Apple charges a premium for their devices because they know people will pay it. So there's no way Apple is not going to sell this at a very premium cost. So if the other article is true at $1,500 to make a $3,500 device, that would be right in line with what Apple typically charges for their devices. So I don't know where he's getting that number from. I don't know, but that's what he said. But we'll keep going. But he thinks Apple could cut costs by removing the headset speaker, forcing users to rely on their AirPods or for audio. Gurman also suggests Apple could decrease the Vision Pro screen quality or remove the 3D camera to make a new version more affordable. According to Gurman, whatever features Apple decides to downgrade or remove only will size the price by a few $100s. That may be true or whatever, but so they already talked about some of the things that they can remove. So the audio portion of it, I mean, because it is spatial audio, it could be about $100, $120 at cost. I mean, you probably sell a spatial audio AirPods, what you looking at, what, $249, $300. So again, you're going to reduce that cost. That would take off the premium that they would bump on it, up on it as well. What else? Reduce the screen resolution. I don't think you necessarily need to have 4K resolutions in your cheaper model. You can just cut that back down to 200. Again, I can't speculate on how much that costs. The other article said the display is cost $700. Maybe a 2K is maybe half that. I'm not sure, but again, reduce the screen resolution. And the chipsets, you can reduce the performance of the M2 and the R1, or just make slightly lower performance in order to reduce that cost down as well. Again, if this is a base model or entry model, you don't need it to have the same performance as your Pro lineup does. So that is another way that they can reduce the cost. You have to keep the sensors in there because that is what makes this special for the hand tracking and the eye tracking and the camera tracking, and so it's so precise. So you don't want to mess around with the sensors or the camera. So that's going to pretty much stay the same. But yeah, I think if they're able to make those cuts, I believe a better or more appeasing price point would be anywhere between $2,000 and $2,500. That is more palatable for consumers to consider making a jump, and that would allow Apple to produce more headsets and actually sell more. So I don't know. I think that's the ideal cost range for the cheaper model. I think more people would be more excited about that model than trying to drop down $3,500 for a new, again, experimental niche market that isn't doing that well right now. So $2,000 is a little bit more palatable. So let's finish the article up real quick. That would make the affordable Apple mixed reality headset sit right at $3,000. Again, I just told you you could probably get down lower than that, or the price of almost four 14 iPhones. Sorry, almost 4 iPhone 14s. Government says a cheaper Apple headset could go on sale at the end of 2025, and that Apple is already working on a Vision 2 with a faster processor. So there you have it. End of 2025. That's what he's expecting for this cheaper one. So this Vision Pro is coming out probably for first quarter next year. So yeah, I would probably say 2025 is probably the earliest we would get that. Maybe beginning of 25 if they want to push this. Also, the Vision 2 will be coming probably. I don't know what their yearly or what their iteration is going to be for this. Are they going to consider doing a yearly refresh of this, or is this something that's more every 2 or every 3 years? Like I think like their desktop ones, their desktop Macs. So because it's so high of a premium, it may not be a yearly refresh, but we'll see what Apple decides to do. But hopefully they are able to reduce that cost, because I think that will be a big boom for them. And also, again, in my previous video, this could get a much needed infusion into the VR market. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think. What costs can Apple reduce in order to make this headset a little more cheaper, a little bit more affordable? And if it hits that $2,000 or $2,500 price range, would you consider jumping in and getting one of the Vision headsets? Vision Pro or Vision 1, the Vision Base, whatever it's going to be called. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell and hit that like button as well if you enjoyed this video. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to the website at soundsnerdy.com, where I curate tech news covering Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website at soundsnerdy.com. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.